Hi, my name is Cody, and this is my grant proposal for Make-A-Wish support group. The purpose of this program is to help parents and caregivers of Make-A-Wish children through an intervention of a support group. So the goal of having a support group for the parents and caregivers is to have a safe space to talk freely about their experiences and integrate positive coping mechanisms into their lives. So the intervention plan, it's a once-a-week meeting with parents and caregivers. For the time frame, it's going to be an hour meeting once a week for about a year. And then it will give parents and caregivers a place to learn about positive coping mechanisms and incorporate them into their lifestyles. So the budget that I'm asking for is $266,300. The target population for my project will be wish families going through the process of wish granting and or families that have already gotten their wish granted. The parents and caregivers of Make-A-Wish children have a unique situation where their child or children have gone through or has a critical or terminal illness. The support group that I will be holding will be all based on Oahu. Some background on support groups. So parents of Make-A-Wish children feel isolated from society. As parents and caregivers of children with illness, they tend to lose focus on themselves and their focus and their needs, as all their focus are on their children. By losing focus on themselves, it can lead them from being isolated from friends and family. By not having a strong support system, it can lead to mental health problems like depression and anxiety. Depression can be a feeling like they do not do enough for their child's health or thinking that they're not doing enough. It could be anxiety from worrying about how they'll pay for their child's treatments or being anxious about if their child is not able to recover. So this support group will be focused on the parents and their feelings. Support groups provide opportunities for people to share or provide emotional and moral support for one another. It gives them a sense of community as they're each going through a similar experience. It provides opportunities for them to share like coping skills and feelings towards doctors and like friends and families. It's a sort of therapy for them. It will also provide the parents and caregivers encouragement, support, and comfort for one another. And so I talked about some of the psychological aspects of childhood illness. Let me continue with that. So physical health always influences mental health. If physical health is going down, then mental health will be unstable. But if physical health is stable, it'll continue to stay stable. The stress of an illness in a child puts a strain on the family and themselves. Parents and the child can feel they feel pain. The parents feel pain for their child as they're not able to take on their pain. They'd feel anger towards the doctors and to God. They feel grief. They feel resentment. They feel stressed. Treatments can be expensive, and it puts a financial strain to keep up with medical bills or be in debt. And then there's burnout. Brock, Ruley, and Moore found that there is a lack of downtime that leads to parent burnout. Burnout can look like diminished abilities to cope with normal family demands and no socialization towards other. Sun Woo and Nadine Marks of Parental Caregiving for a Child with Special Needs found marital strain. It can because with a child with an illness, it can put strain on their marriage and often lead to divorce. So these parents of children with illness, they stop caring for themselves with self-care. Sometimes they'll stop going to the gym, socializing, eating, and sleeping from the stress of being the primary caregiver. The purpose of this project is to give parents and caregivers an outlet to express their emotions and experiences. The intervention will work closely with Make-A-Wish Hawaii to guide the parents towards the support group as a place to have a support system. The intervention will provide information and training skills to parents and caregivers. The activities introduced to the group will be journaling, breathing exercises, physical activity, and more. It will give parents and caregivers a chance to relearn self-care and self-love. It will work on the parents' emotional expression, moral support, and listening skills. The support group results are expected that the parents and caregivers will integrate these healthy coping mechanisms into their lifestyle and to have a feeling that they're not alone on their journey. The outcomes expected short term is to feel a sense of community for these parents. It's to feel like they're not so isolated from society, as they'll have a group to go back to and a group that will understand what they're going through. Intermediate goals is that they learn healthy coping mechanisms. So just learning about it and being introduced to it, but trying to do it like not every day, but at times when they need it. And then some long-term. The long-term goal is that they're using these healthy coping mechanisms in everyday life and integrating it into their families. So they're going to use it every day without thinking. Like if they're stressed, they'll start with their breathing exercises without even thinking because they're so used to using it. And then they can introduce it to their children and their friends and families, so they can help teach them how to cope. And then some individual behaviors that will be measured and hopefully increased by the end of this journey is some journaling, breathing exercises again, some physical activity, therapy, and of course we want an increase in self-care and self-love because everyone needs love. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.